We all know Thanksgiving is the time of the year when we gather with our families. And for one Colorado woman, her family just got a lot bigger.
I love that this is happening right around the holidays here. It took over 50 years for Connie Lamb to find the missing piece of her family tree. I sat down with her and we Zoomed with the man she now calls Dad. Her whole life, Connie Lamb always felt something was missing.
My whole childhood, I always kind of felt different. Like I was a little different, never quite fit in.
Connie grew up with a large and loving family in the Denver area, but the man she thought was her biological father wasn't in their lives. A few years ago, she decided to learn more. So why did you go on Ancestry.com originally?
You know, I just got this wild hair to have my ancestry done. I didn't know, because I didn't really know my father, I kind of wanted to know what I was on that side.
The results came back with one surprise. Connie learned she's half Jewish.
And so I just really never thought anything else about it.
Then this past summer, on the other side of the country, Dan Goldberg, a professor and author in Philadelphia, had a similar desire to learn about his family tree.
It started with my girlfriend and I, who we lived together, talking about that for quite a while. We should do this, we should do it. And finally we did it. And results came in, weeks afterwards. And she was downstairs doing some work, and I said, "You got to get up here. You got to get up here," because I looked at the screen and it said 100% father-daughter.
He even took the test again to be sure. So you went 50 years knowing nothing about a child you fathered.
53 years. Over 53 years.
It took a minute for Dan to recall a trip to Denver as a young man in the late 60s.
I was doing research on the original microwave ovens for Raytheon and Amana. I was doing research for a company. And I think I was in a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and that was it.
Ancestry.com allows users to stay anonymous if they want, but Connie wasn't, so Dan was able to look her up. He decided to take a chance and emailed her at her bakery business.
And the subject line was Ancestry father-daughter match. And I was like,
oh my God.
What? And so I clicked on it, and he goes into this whole thing like, I've researched you, I know all about your businesses, I know all about you. And, feel free to check me out.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, this is totally a scam.
But she made a phone call, and in those first minutes, it all came together. Their similar personalities, the fact that they're both entrepreneurs. Connie said she just knew. What did you think of the man that you found out is your dad?
I mean, he's just so awesome. Like, the more I learn about him, the more I'm like, I could not ask for a better father. I couldn't ask for somebody more warm and genuine and kind and loving. Bye, Dad.
The father and daughter have no regrets about the last decades, seeing the whole experience as pretty miraculous. How unlikely do you think it was in this world to find out that you had a daughter out there?
It's 1 in billions. That's really it. It's 1 in billions.
It is amazing, and it really is that unlikely because they had to both be on Ancestry.com. They had to both be public
and willing to share
their info. Ancestry told me, I reached out to the company. They have 25 million members, so still just a fraction of the population. And they found each other. And Dan is flying here to Denver on Friday. This week, Connie's going to meet him. Her 3 sons get to meet Grandpa. So cool. It's just incredible, and I love that they're both so happy about it. And I'm just happy for them.
Didn't you take one of these tests?
I've done it, through 23andMe.
Yeah, me too.
And you find cousins out there. You find
Jason's your cousin, right?
No, I've done it, but I'm blocked out.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
totally locked out. Nobody's going to find me.
It really does give you goosebumps, listening to that story. And, with Thanksgiving coming up, spending time with your family and your friends and those that you love, it just makes your heart flutter a little bit because it's just heartwarming.
The science in me just thinks, wow, DNA is amazing. Is it
Yes.
not?
It really
Yeah,
is.
The power of technology.
Families come in all ways.
They do.